Welcome back. Now let's review Lean Startup principles. And first, let's see these Lean Startup gurus. Who started this movement? Steve Blank is a Silicon Valley serial entrepreneur and also a professor at Stanford for entrepreneurship. He wrote a book called Four Steps for Epiphany, and then recently he released another book which is a next version kind of thing as a the startup owner's manual. He is the one who started this customer development methodology that you have to work with the customer from day one, and then build customers such a way that you can learn from them. So if we have to say one sentence, what he said is, get out of the building, because you cannot learn anything sitting in front of the computer. You have to get out of the building to customers and learn from them. Okay. And the second important guy here is Eric Rice. He is the one who wrote this book, The Lean Startup, and he was a student of Steve Blank. So he literally started this lean startup movement, which is used in many startup companies and also in big companies, even in government projects. They use these lean startup methodologies. And one of the things he says is develop an MVP. So MVP stands for minimum viable product. We'll talk about it more, but what these two gurus are saying is involve your customer from day one, learn from. Okay, so now let's look at what is MVP. It's a minimum viable product, or some people even say minimum valuable product. So figure out the problem. So you have this idea to solve a problem, so just focus on the problem and then build minimum viable product. Don't think about bells and whistles to make it perfect, to make it to increase number of features and give more advantages. Just core product. And one thing with this MVP you have to remember is the goal is not to make sales, not to sell to the customers and make money. The goal of MVP is reach targeted customers, even though they are 10 people, 20 people, 100 people, but the goal here is to learn from them, to understand what works, what doesn't work, and what they like, what they don't like, as quickly as possible. So that is the goal of this minimum viable product. And in this lean startup, customer role doesn't start at the end. As we have seen before, the startup roadmap is starts with idea, analyzing, and then developing and launching. But here, the customer involvement starts from day one. Okay, once you have an idea, ask customer what do they think about it. Then analyze your idea, try to come up with a solution, and then analyze again with customer. And then develop a product. Again, when you are developing here, you will develop the minimum viable product as simple as possible, and then launch and ask the customer. Okay, and remember one thing, you have to ask what do customers want. Okay, don't focus on the product alone. You have to focus on the customer also. So you already know answer for this question because you went through who are your customers and identify them and ask these questions. What are the problems they're facing now? Or what do they want? And how much they're willing to pay for the solution. Are they really looking for this solution? So ask all these questions before, before even you start developing. Ask these questions, and then ask customers for feedback. Um, how do you ask? Get out of the building. Ask customers. Involve customer from day one. I know we are repeating again, but involve customer from day one and pitch the idea. Just when it is an idea stage, just talk, show him idea, and just pitch to him, and then learn from him. or take simple slides or mock-up framework and show, okay, this is the solution I'm trying to build. Ask him what does he think about this solution. Okay, and then build MVP. It is a core product website or whatever it is, small product. Build the minimum viable product and show it as the feedback. And then when you ask, listen to them. Okay, and then based on what you're learning, improve the product or adjust the product, and then again ask customers. So this is a continuous loop. You're iterating and improving your product. So you got to ask customer after. So you have to ask customer before as well as after. So this is a continuous loop. And also we need to learn when to pivot. This is another term used by Eric Ries in his Lean Startup book. But I like to link this with this quote of Albert Einstein. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different results. Okay, so when you are getting this feedback from customer, you need to learn and see, okay, my customers are not interested in this product as such. How do I change one of the parameter of this startup? Maybe they're looking for something free, or they're looking for more features or less features, or maybe I need to look for a different targeted market. That's where the pivoting comes into picture. So if we have to get all lean startup principles into one picture, this is what I got from the leanstartup.com from Eric Rice. Here, you'll start building and then build, measure, learn, loop. Okay, so you build something which is smallest possible product, which is MVP, and then measure how customers are reacting to the product and learn from them, and then again build it and measure it, learn it. So it's a continuous loop, and the goal here is how do you minimize the total time through this loop rather than shutting your doors and working 3 months on your product. How can you just start showing a simple slide or image, and then make a simple website and ask feedback. So this is the one picture you can remember, that the build, measure, learn about lean startup principles and involving the customer from day one and asking their opinion, and then reiterating and improving. Okay, so let's stop with this and we'll go to the next session.